There's nothing more inspirational than a woman who knows her worth, exudes confidence, showcases her talent, and carries everyone along as she stays winning. And that is the woman we are speaking to today on The Day Show. Very special human being, very interesting personality, and yes, she is African, she's Jamaican, and she is American. But most importantly, she is an Emmy Award winner. And on that night when she picked up that award, she reminded everyone of why it's important to continue dreaming until you achieve it. Sheryl Lee Ralph is our special guest on The Day Show this week, and I hope that you enjoy the conversation. But most importantly, do you have any questions for her? Because I will be asking when she takes her seat. You're welcome. And there she is in her full glory. Hello, Sheryl.
Well, hello.
Or should I say hello, Dina Jones? How you doing?
I'm doing very well.
Welcome to Ghana.
Thank you. Good to be here.
This your first time?
This is my very first time to Ghana.
How's it treating you?
I've been treated very well.
Okay.
I'm enjoying it. It's interesting to me, though, that it's so much like Jamaica.
Is it?
mean, oh my God, it's exactly like Jamaica.
Okay.
It's so interesting to me that I could be so far away from the island and still be very much at a place that feels like home.
Exactly. That's great. Have you tasted any Ghanaian food yet?
I've tasted the food. I had saltfish for breakfast, and we
wow.
have something called sweetbread. We have saltfish all the time, although our national fruit is ackee, and we have ackee and saltfish.
Okay.
So saltfish is something that we have, you know, the fritters and all of that. So there's so many things that are very similar.
And then maybe you should move to Ghana, you know. Maybe you should consider it.
You know?
I mean, you've been such an inspiration, and you know, I follow your work from that Emmy Award and even before that.
Wow.
And all those messages that you put out when you get on stage. It's like there's some fire that just lights up when you get on stage, and you're full of so much inspiration. Congratulations on that Emmy, by the way.
Thank you.
How does it feel months later?
Months later, it still feels so amazing.
Yeah.
The fact that it took 35 years from the first black woman, Jackie Harry, who won Best Supporting Actress in a Comedy. 35 years later, it's me.
Second black woman.
The second black woman. And what's so interesting about that is Jackie always tells the story that the role she won Best Supporting Actress in Comedy was a role that was supposed to be for me.
What?
Yes, she tells that story that the producers really wanted me, but then, however, I didn't get the role. And I don't remember the story, but she remembers it very clearly. 35 years later.
And here you are. Did you ever audition for that role?
For which one?
Remember?
The first?
Yeah, the one
I remember something about it, but you know how you know things happen after time, and you know it must have been something that I just pushed back in my mind and moved on from that. Was
it something that you expecting? Because I remember that when you got the call that you had been nominated, it was recorded and you were crying. I think your son was in the background as well, and you were very excited about it. Is it because you didn't expect that nomination at that time in your career?
I didn't expect it, period.
No?
No. It wasn't as if I was saying to myself, oh, I'm getting nominated for this. I really thought it was going to be somebody else. I thought somebody else was going to get nominated and somebody else was going to win. So that night when I was there and I was seated at my table, I did realize, though, that we had a very good table. I mean, it was right there by the stage, which probably should have given me a clue that maybe things could go our way. And I was just so astonished when Amy Poehler said, Sheryl Lee Ralph. I was like, oh my God, this is my time. This is my moment. And it was amazing.
Surreal, I can imagine.
Oh God.
And I mean, even on stage, you paused for quite a while before you gave your message, your acceptance speech. And even those moments, I'm sure that you were really feeling it. You were in your feelings at that point.
I had to get myself together.
Yeah.
You know, I had to get myself together.
Hey.
And the easiest way for me to do it was in song.
Yeah.
So I just sang a song that was near and dear to my heart, Endangered Species by Diane Reeves, and it settled me.
Yeah.
And then I had something to say, which was a message of gratitude and to let others know, don't give up on you. Don't give up on your dreams. Carry on. And more than that, hold on. Hold on to who you are and move forward. I think this dream started from birth. Okay. I was born into a time where when babies were born, they used to hold them by their feet upside down and then smack them on their behind. What a way to be welcomed to the world, huh?
I know.
But my mom says there was no need to smack me because I was already laughing.
Oh, wow.
Okay. That's the story that she tells, so I think maybe I was just born for this. And I was born strong, so I knew that I could carry on.
But the thing is, you actually had tried another career, sort of, because you were studying
medicine.
Medicine, exactly. Yeah. And there's a story that says that the moment you went in there to do the autopsy on the cadaver, that is when you knew that was it. This is not for me.
Listen.
Tell me about that moment.
I was a freshman at Rutgers University trying to live my mother's immigrant dream.
Oh.
Okay. Immigrants come to America and they want their children to ascend to the highest of heights. Yeah. And, my mother said, be a doctor, be a lawyer, and if you can't do that, then marry one.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Okay.
That was the path that she had set for me. In fact, she was shocked when Obama became the first president of the United States because she was sure I was going to be president. Oh, that was it. If I wasn't going to be a doctor, I wasn't going to be a lawyer, I was going to be president of the United States.
You're not far from it, though. You're not. You never know.
No, that's not my path. But, when I got into that biology class, oh my God, and they put that huge rabbit in front of me. Who cuts open the Easter Bunny? Who does that? Yeah. I said, it's not going to be me. I walked out of that class so fast. It was ridiculous. And I went looking for my lawyer classes and the legalese of it all. Oh God, that was another disaster.
How did your mom take it?
She was so angry.
I can imagine.
She was so angry. You mean you're going to take our hard-earned money? Yeah. You what? You're going to be an actress? Yeah. Oh my God. Oh, she just couldn't get with it. Yeah. She just did not accept it. She didn't appreciate it at all. But let me tell you this. When I rebuilt my mother's home in Jamaica, she was very happy then.
That was like how many years
my
after?
Daughter. Yeah. That's my daughter.
How many years after was that when you had to rebuild
her home?
Oh my God,
this was at least, this was now almost 20 years.
Did you ever envision that you were going to be this successful in acting, especially knowing that your mom did not approve of it? Huh. Yeah. You did? Yeah. You believed?
I believed.
What was the first role you played? Do you remember?
It was high school.
Oh, okay.
High school. It was Adu Annie in a musical called Oklahoma. Ah. And it was very interesting because they cast the black girl in the role. And the school at that time was like, why did you cast the black girl? And my teacher said, because she's the best. Yeah. And they said, well, when is she going to perform? Because it was 3 nights of performance. The Friday, the Saturday, and the Sunday. Yeah. And they said, well, she can't perform too much. So they gave me 1 night.
No way.
Yeah, they gave me 1 night. And the other girl, she got 2 nights.
Because she was white?
Yeah, because she was white. And they gave me Saturday night. Guess what happened Saturday night?
Tell me.
It was sold out. I got the biggest night on 1 night. And it was the best thing that could have happened to me. Yeah. But what was really important was the fact that I was cast because I was the best one. They tried to hold me back because I was black. But there's a saying in Jamaica, what is for you can't be unfor you.
Can be unfor you.
Can be unfor you.
I'm going to have to learn the part as we move along. I'm sure by the time we're done with this conversation, I should be able to speak a bit of...
Oh, I'm telling you. But what that means is, simply, What is for you will not be not for you.
Exactly.
It's yours. What God has put out there for you, you're going to get it, no matter what.
And you became a dream girl.
Oh, look at that.
You became a dream girl.
I went to Broadway.
I mean, tell me what that felt like, because that's a big deal for someone who was starting in her career.
First of all, it was really difficult because Dreamgirls was born out of something called improvisation. There wasn't a script written, there was an idea for a show.
Okay.
There was another show called A Chorus Line, a great musical, and it was born the same way, workshopping, and we did about 3 workshops over 3 years developing it. So those of us that were there from the beginning really had our hand in the development of the musical overall.
Okay.
We never got the credit that we deserved. We didn't get the money that we deserved. The cast in A Chorus Line, they did something called a class action suit, where they came together and they sued for their rights. The cast of Dreamgirls decided for whatever reason not to do that, but it was hard, but I learned so much. Like, if you're young, get a lawyer to read your contract. Don't sign anything that you don't understand what you're signing.
That's a mistake you made?
It's a big mistake. We sold away our rights for $1.
What?
$1 US. As we would say in Jamaica, one digga dollar.
Do you regret being on that stage, especially because of all the mistakes that
Never
you made?
regret it, never regret it. And I learned. I have lawyers to this day. And my manager always says, it costs you more, but why lose everything? Spend a little more to gain more.
But how easy was it getting into the role? Because it was not just about acting. I mean, we haven't talked about where music also started from. But how did you find your way around the role just to become the Dina Jones that everybody
loves?
I know, right?
Yeah. Because it came from me.
Yeah.
Because I created her. I gave Dina Jones life. You know, the fact that Dina, her mother wanted her to be a teacher. And she said, Mommy, I'm going to be a star. I'm going to make you proud. You know, that was basically coming out of little Sheryl Lee. You know, Mommy, I'm not going to be a doctor. I'm not going to be a lawyer. I'm going to be an actress, and you're going to be proud of me. You know, that came out of that. Wonderful. Why does Dina always say, it's wonderful? What can I say? But wonderful, because that's Sheryl Lee. How do you feel, Sheryl? I'm wonderful. I feel I still do that to this day. You know, that's out of me into Dina Jones. And the fact that she's a tough little cheerleader, and she rules with a velvet hammer.
How did they take it when you started singing?
You know, the singing, I always sang. Always sang in church. Always sang in the choirs at school. I always sang. And for me, though, creating the voice of Dina, you know, it was a chance at acting, you know, so people would say all the time, you know, well, Sheryl doesn't sing like Jennifer. Well, Sheryl doesn't sing like Jennifer, and Dina doesn't sing like Effie. You know, they have to be different in order for you to get the full understanding of the show.
Exactly.
You know?
And here you are today.
Yeah, all of it worked out well for me as an actress, as an artist.
But one would have thought that maybe because you like to sing as well, you'd have preferred to be a musician and not an actress. Oh,
no, I love acting.
Yeah?
There's something about bringing characters to life. You know, to be in an art where you have great writers who can create great characters, and these characters are given life by you and your talent.
Yeah.
Oh my
That's
God.
Great.
It's just amazing.
That's great. And then Abbott Elementary came along. But even before that, you had done some other movies, right?
Oh, I'd done so many movies, so much television. And then when Abbott Elementary came around and the character of Barbara Howard, everything just sort of sprang to life. It was literally magic. And then to cap it all off with that Emmy, it was like a dream come true. It hasn't happened for so many who look just like me, just like you. Not because we didn't have the talent, not because we were not deserving, but because we were ignored. We were ignored only because of the color and the shade of our skin. But to hang in there, to know that you belong there, that you deserve to be seen, to believe in yourself, through the ups and the downs. Now that is something. That's a testament.
Exactly. And I knew this was personal for you because you played the role of a teacher. And, you know, that's your auntie in real life, Auntie Caroline. And I saw you tear up on the red carpet when they made you speak to her right before you went. You looked flawless, by the way. We'll come to style. But I understand why it was personal for you. Was it beyond just the fact that it was your auntie's real life job? Or was it also because as a black woman, we had been overlooked for so long, marginalized for so long, and this was our moment to shine through you?
You know, it was all of what you just said. You know, my aunt was a very reluctant teacher. She didn't want to teach, but she chose teaching because, one, she was good at it, you know, and three, once she got into the schools, she realized that she could do something to help other students. You know, she and I were talking not too long ago, and she told me that she started out in special ed, in children that were developmentally challenged, and she had great success with those children. Then when she got into the public school system, and it was challenged, you know, with money, it was challenged with the classes, it was challenged in the books that were given to the school that sometimes they did not, and this still happens to this day, that they were not given up-to-date books. They were not given the books that were up to the standard of today. But she believed in what could happen for her students. So she invited the Queen of England to come to her school. For whatever reason, the Queen of England came to her school twice.
What?
Talk about sipping tea.
Oh, my days.
Yes, and I believe she came because she believed in what this teacher was doing. She turned principal, and she was able to lead her students on to greater heights. And I just loved that about her, having the belief in herself enough to move her students forward in life. To this day, I'll meet students of hers from the past who see me as Barbara Howard, and they say, you know, that's your Auntie Carolyn. Are you Carolyn Preston's niece? And it's the full circle. Oh, and it's just an amazing gift for me and her at this stage of her life.
And this role has opened a lot of doors for you. I mean, a lot of awards as well. Critics' Choice.
Golden Globes, the cast won a Golden Globe, the cast won Screen Actors Guild. It's been an amazing time. It has.
And then music also, some way, somehow came along and also blew up this year, the Super Bowl halftime.
Whew. When I got the call that Rock Nation, which is Jay-Z's company, wanted me to sing, lift every voice and sing at the Super Bowl, I was like, whoa, what an honor. What an honor. The thing that really moved me was the day that I sang that song was 123 years to the date from when that song was first performed by 500 school children, memorializing the birthday of Abraham Lincoln. You know? Celebrating liberation, freedom for newly freed people. Lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven ring. Ring with the harmonies of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise high as the listening sky. Oh my God!
You want to sing? You want to sing it?
No, it's
I know I'm not Jay-Z. I know I can't pay for it. but just a line, maybe line or two.
It was just so moving. The way my musical director Adam Blackstone, we worked together to arrange that song that made people believe it was a brand new song. And I was like, this song is 123 years old. What are you talking about?
Exactly. But you caught some flack for it. I mean, there were a lot of people. And I'll read an article that was on one of the very popular websites. It says that last month's Super Bowl taught millions of Americans a couple of things. One, Rihanna is having another baby. Yay. And two, black people have their own national anthem. And a lot of people were shocked. In fact, I remember that Megyn Kelly was one of the people who criticized it, and I watched you respond to her because she said, at this point, we need something that unifies us, not something that necessarily divides us. And I'm just paraphrasing what she said. But how did you take it personally when you heard her say that?
Oh, listen, I cannot let other people's ignorance become my burden. It just showed me that she knew nothing of America's history. It just showed me, you know, there are reasons why everyone's history in America should be taught.
Yeah.
Because here you have this incredible song. We call it the song of liberation, the Black national anthem. Why? Because in all honesty, the American national anthem is a war song.
Okay.
It's a song of war. The second anthem is a song of anti-Black and into slavery. But you never hear the second verse.
I've never heard it.
Right? And the man who wrote the song had issues around freeing slaves. But you'd have to know history in order to know that. So why would I not choose to have another song that I could sing?
That's exactly.
Lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven ring with the harmonies of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise. How American is that? Does it get any more American than that? You have a problem with that? See, that's the problem sometime with the fabric. That is America. It is at odds with itself. You talk about one thing, but then you act in this way. Wow.
Are Black people ever going to get the respect that they deserve?
Around the world?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
How are we going to achieve that?
We keep raising the bar of excellence. We keep rising to our own lives. You know, it's so interesting. You come to a place like Ghana, and you see people living their lives. You see beautiful neighborhoods. You see poor neighborhoods. You see rich neighborhoods. You see less than rich neighborhoods. It's like everywhere in the world. But you just happen to have reserves of nature.
Exactly.
So when people say, but do you all have monkeys and elephants and things like that? Yes, and what a blessing from God.
Absolutely.
That we have spaces where the animals are still respected and they can roam in their natural habitat. Unlike America, where we must chain them up, we must put them behind glass. They will never know what it is to really live their life. So you have to rise up and show people your greatness and where it is you are in the world. It's respect.
It is.
That must be given. That's just the way I look at it.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
When I think about America, and I think we have places in America where children don't have clean water through the public water system, and they're being poisoned every day. That happens in America.
Yeah.
In America, we have places where children, and I'm talking about big cities and small towns, where children do not get enough food to eat, to nourish their brains, to live.
Exactly.
We have places in America that because of your zip code, and because of your zip code alone, you will not get a good education.
We have that here too.
Thank you.
We have it here too. Yeah, we do.
Thank you.
We do. And on that note, we'll take a quick break. When we get back, we're here with Honorable Sheryl Lee Ralph. I'll tell you why I'm calling her that. All right, welcome back. I'm speaking to Honorable Sheryl Lee Ralph. And I told you I'll explain why she is called Honorable. Well, she won the Ali Award Is that what it's called? Ally, actually.
No.
So that's different from the Jamaican
That's
one.
very different.
Okay,
yes.
okay. So tell me about the Jamaican one. You won an award. Was it an award or was it an honor that was bestowed?
It's an honor that's bestowed.
More like, right?
Yes. What, you know, from the colonial days, you know, under the Queen of England, they get, you know, in England they have Lord and Lady, Dame, Sir, and in Jamaica we have the Order of Jamaica.
Order of Jamaica, yes.
Right. So I was honored with the Order of Jamaica, and with that your name changes.
Yeah.
So on the island I'm known as T.H. Sheryl Lee Ralph O.J., the Honorable Sheryl Lee Ralph, Order of Jamaica.
That must mean a lot.
Oh my God. My mother was Order of Distinction. So she was Ivy Ralph, Order of Distinction. So for me to be her daughter and come to another level as the Honorable Sheryl Lee Ralph, Order of Jamaica, I wish my mother had been alive to see that, because it would have just been, it would have just meant so much to her, because these were all of her dreams come true, to see her child ascend to the heights, not just in the United States, but in Jamaica as well. And it was, you know, it's quite the ceremony, full of pomp and circumstance. But one of the things that stood out for me was we had a great First Lady by the name of Beverly Manley. She was married to Prime Minister Michael Manley. Okay. And this was a woman that stood in her power as a black woman. She respected her natural hair. She wrapped her head. She respected the fact that she was a woman of African descent. You know, the clothes that she chose to wear was in complete respect of that, which sort of took some people back. She came to the ceremony when I received my order, and she said, to see you as a black woman walking across that stage with your head held high, bowing to no one. She said that spoke volumes to me. She said, I wanted to see that, and there you were. Whoa.
Wow. That's
the
deep.
Power of that, the magic of that. I don't think I'll ever forget her saying that to me, because I won't forget as a child. She was one of those women that would take me on the weekend and say, come. She would say, Miss Ivy, let me have your daughter. And I would just be with her.
Look at that.
You know? And here she is, looking at me and saying,
I know. And like you said, your mom would have been so proud to see you take this. She would have turned 95, actually, if she was still alive, in June.
That's right.
Right?
That's right.
You miss her?
Oh, God. I miss my mother and my father every day. You know, I miss them. My parents were perfectly imperfect people who loved their family. You know, who did everything to make sure that we had the best that they could offer. You know, as we were growing up, I didn't even know that sometimes we were having bad times, because they never let you know that they were having a struggle. I always felt like I was rich. I always felt like it was just a beautiful life. Because that's the way they made me feel.
Exactly. And that's how you make a lot of people feel as well whenever you meet them. I mean, I've seen a lot of videos. And one of the people that you met, and I was so drawn to that video, was Burna Boy. I saw your real Jamaican self. When you met him, what was it about him? Is it his music? Is it his personality? What exactly is it about him?
It was my daughter.
Okay.
My daughter and my son. They're like touchstones. They're always finding out what is new, what is hot, what is going to be great, what should you know about. And they were always talking about African music coming in, you know, making its way to the top of the charts. And they said Burna Boy is somebody to pay attention to.
Okay.
So when I was asked by Rihanna to do the Fenty fashion show, they said Burna Boy is going to be performing. So when I finished doing my segment, I came back and Burna Boy was on set, right? So I had known that Burna Boy had a great love for his mother.
Yeah.
So I knocked on the door and there was his mother and I said, Madam, I need to meet your son. I've come to meet your son. And she and I had a great laugh, a great conversation. And then I said, where is the Burna Boy?
Yeah.
And so that just happened. And then my daughter was supposed to come with me.
She missed.
But she missed it. And I said, Coco, you missed the Burna Boy.
Yes.
Look at your mother here.
Oh,
I am with the Burna Boy.
That was so cool.
And that was that.
Yeah, I know she regrets it.
Oh my God, she couldn't believe it.
But you love his song. Do you get to listen to any other African songs apart from Burna Boy?
Well, first of all, you listen to the influence of Akon.
Yeah.
You listen to, you know, the influence of Burna Boy. And, you know, we hear it now in reggae.
Yeah.
You know, how it's having a deep influence on reggae. So you get to hear it. And it's just to hear the drums, to hear the what we call the shaka shaka.
Yeah.
You know, to hear that, to hear the beat. And it's just... it's wonderful that all of us can come together because this is the origination of the beat, of the music.
Since you've been in Ghana, have you heard any songs, maybe Stoneboy, Kitty?
No, there's something about a woman, her name is always being sung and the song is like, stuck in, oh my God, what is it? Everywhere I go, I hear this song.
Is it Jackie? Is it Adina?
No, it's some name in the song.
Wiala? I'm trying to figure out who.
What is it?
Mona Lisa.
Mona Lisa. I'm like, who the heck is Mona Lisa? And it's just like the way you hear it, and I'm just like, Mona Lisa?
Yeah.
Is there a black Mona Lisa?
Well, there could be.
Oh my God. Anyway, there's that song.
And you love that
hear
song as well.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
But as an actress, have you had a chance to also interact with some of the actors in Ghana yet? Or?
No, I haven't, but I've been invited by Vice President Kamala Harris to join her with some other young artists here in Ghana.
Exactly. So I'm looking forward to that.
Me
because
too.
It'll be great to get some collaborations between you and them.
I've always, you know what, the industry is changing so quickly that it is very possible to have these collaborations.
Yeah.
It is very possible to create these films so quickly. I used to produce a film festival in Jamaica called the Jamaican Musical and Film Festival, and I said 25 years ago, look you all, you need to be up on this because you can be making your own films. And then I see how Nollywood is growing and changing, and I know that Ghana is trying to change as well, but it's like a certain skill level has to happen, and it's got to happen quickly so you can catch up and really grow your industry because it's a big money-making industry.
Are you willing to invest in movies here?
It's about investing more right now in the talent.
Okay.
You have to invest in the talent because what you see happening is they'll import the talent to help raise the local talent up. You know, especially if you don't have access to the teachers, to the classes, and all of that. And local theater. You have to build up the local theater because that's where you get to sharpen your skills.
There's a popular Nigerian actress, I don't know if you know her, Motola, and she said that for a lot of these African... Motola, she's like one of their biggest in Hollywood. Now, she said recently that for a lot of these African-themed movies that are done in Hollywood, instead of casting black Americans to play the roles of Africans, maybe they should start looking, you know, into the real African setting and get a few more people down here to also play those roles. What do you think? You have no idea how many African actors we have in the United States. They're not a little, there's a whole tribe of them. They're coming from England, they're coming from Africa, and for a moment there was this, you know, this sort of tussle because people were saying, why are they coming in taking the jobs? Well, now here's an interesting thing that happens. When they're coming from England, you know what they are? They're very well trained. They're very skilled. So I would tell anybody, go get your training. Now the next thing that happens though is they learn the American accent. So for a long time, people thought Idris Elba was an American with an African name.
A lot of people did not know that Lupita Nyong'o was literally from Kenya.
Exactly.
People didn't know that Akuswa Busia was from Ghana.
Yeah.
Because they fit well. People don't know of my Jamaicanness because we end up fitting so well into that industry.
Yeah. So you need to work on yourself. It will cost a lot, I mean, to get training as well, but... The
training, it's about training.
Yeah.
What, you think that you just get up to be you?
Of course, it takes a while.
Exactly.
Training, practice, yes.
It's a lot of practice. You know how many hours I've spent practicing my smile? You know how many hours I've spent practicing my walk?
Oh,
you
hello.
know, oh my God.
Hello.
You know how many hours I've spent practicing just being the image that can translate through a camera? That takes work.
You know what else takes work?
What?
Your fashion. Hello. Hello. I must say, my favorite outfit of yours was the Pistis outfit you wore, the gown. I thought that was stunning.
You know,
how did Ivy Coco find Pistis? How did this collaboration happen?
I found
Oh, Pistis. You found her?
I found her.
Really?
My daughter is my stylist, and Ivy Coco it's been amazing working with my child. Every dollar I spent on her education, it was worth it.
It was worth it. Yes.
It was worth it.
Yes.
So we work very well together, and she's really given me a renaissance in my style and presentation to the world. But I found Pistis. I knew it. I knew that Abbott Elementary was going to somehow be included in the Image Awards, the NAACP Image Awards. And in my mind, I wanted an African presentation.
Okay.
I wanted a full-on African presentation. I tell people all the time, the internet will always win. Yes. There I was going through Instagram, and I saw this beautiful picture of a woman who looked like we were from the same tribe, you know, the same shade, the same body type, the same everything. And there was this gown she was in. But it was an Ivoirian gown. It was, you know, out of the raffia.
Yeah.
But I said, I want that style.
Okay.
I DM'd them. I don't think they believed it was me because I didn't hear back from them. So my friend Michelle, who lives here, I said, Michelle, you got to help me find these people. I got to find them. She found them immediately and started working with them and me to put together the gown. When they spent that 1,000 hours beading the kente, putting the dress together, my fear was that the dress wasn't going to fit. Because I had no fitting. Here they were in Ghana. I was in Los Angeles. What are the chances that this gown is just going to fit? When it arrived, I put that gown on myself. It fit that perfectly.
I know, it was stunning.
I could not believe it. And I was so happy when I hit the red carpet. Silence.
They couldn't believe it.
They could not believe it. Then after that, you know, here was click, 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 Sheryl, Sheryl, Sheryl. Everybody wanted to know everything about the gown. And it was a night to remember. That Instagram got millions of views, and it went all around the world. I was like, when I started to see the Ghanaian flag show up on the Instagram,
I think I'm one of the people who actually left the flag on that
Oh, it was great.
Like, yay!
It was so
great.
It was just, it was a magic moment. It was so magic. When I got here, I had to go directly there to meet them.
Oh my God.
Of course, I had to return the gown. I said if they didn't want that gown back, I was going to make sure that that gown ended up in a museum somewhere, because it should be in the Smithsonian or something like that, where they see, what would it be? It would be an modern use of an ancient textile. You know, it just needs to be in that sort of a place. It needs to be there. But I met them and I said, listen, I'm planning for the next award season. So listen, I need you to come up with something else next.
And you're taking that award when you go.
Oh, thank you.
So it will happen. It will happen in Jesus' name.
Amen.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We have to wrap up, unfortunately. I mean, time will not allow. I've enjoyed this conversation so much. But just a few questions, and these are quick answers.
Come on.
Okay, Cameroon or Jamaica?
Oh, wow. You know what? That's interesting. They say that my mother's people originated from the Cameroon.
Exactly why I asked you that.
Yes. So I think that I have to give honor to Cameroon for the birth of my mother's people. However they got to Jamaica, I'm so thankful that it's Jamaica.
Jamaica, right?
Yeah.
Would you change anything about yourself?
I would change nothing about myself. Are you kidding me?
You threw shade at the Kardashians.
No, no, no. I did not throw shade at the Kardashians.
What happened?
Let's just look at it this way. You see my face?
Yeah.
It's my face. See my nose? That's my nose. You see my lips? That's my lips. You see my hair?
Yeah.
That's somebody else's.
Well,
But this was given to, you see my hips?
hey, hello.
My waist?
Hello.
That was given to me by God. There was no injection of anything on me.
Yeah.
This is who I am. So when I see young black girls hailing up something that is not you and you think that's what you want to be, na na na. I like my black skin, like my nose, like my lips, like the spread of my hips. I like me, black me, just as I am. And I'm not waiting for another image, another white image to come forward for me to love me. Are you kidding me?
But that's the problem, because now a lot of black women are going under the knife just to have, you know, all those things.
Those things come with consequences.
Yeah.
I have to say it because I've seen it. I know of a girl, oh my God, that got those butt implants in her behind. It wasn't put in properly. So now one of her butt cheeks flips over.
I saw that video, yeah.
That's, I don't know who that was, but I know who I'm talking about. The butt cheek flips over. Another woman couldn't afford. I'm not talking to you about videos. I'm talking about people I know. Could not afford, you know, the whatever it takes to shape this out. So they got silicone injections. The silicone started to slip.
Oh no.
Do you know what it takes to repair that? You can't in some. You cannot. And it's, I think to myself, why in the world would you do those things to yourself when you're perfect, just the way God made you? But you know, there's something I want to see. How do they age? How do you age? What happens to you in life when you've inserted all of that plastic into your body? When you've turned yourself into a plastic Barbie? How do you age? What happens? So I'm not knocking the Kardashians. I'm very happy they want to look like the black girl. But I'm just saying, they used to tell me I was ugly. They used to tell me, 1, I was too dark. 2, my nose was too wide. 3, my lips were too thick. What do you think now?
Hello.
Right.
Thank you so much for speaking to us, Sheryl.
Thank you.
And I hope Ghana treats you well. And I hope to see you back here again.
Again. Trust me, when I have a place like this to visit and friends like this to welcome me, I will be back again.
Well, not just friends, but daughters.
Like friends and daughters.
So I'm zoning myself into that space because I know you call the industry people your children.
It's the truth, I do.
Sweetie, I'm your child. Whether you like it or not.
And that is such a great honor. When I'm in the States and I was in those big rooms and all the young artists were looking, oh my God. All of them were looking at me. Michael B. Jordan was just like, oh. Trevor Noah was like, Mama. oh my God, Lupita, when they look at me and they say, thank you, what a blessing.
Yeah.
What a blessing.
What a blessing you have been to all of us black women
Thank
all
you.
around the world. And I know you're going to win a lot more awards. And maybe the next time you come, you should bring Oprah along, you know. You should.
I don't know how Oprah flies.
Well,
you know. You know what it took to get Whoopi on a plane. So, you know.
Yeah. But we'll see you again, definitely.
You'll see me again.
And you should eat fufu and banku. And
can you believe I haven't had fufu yet?
What are you waiting for?
Thank you.
Yeah, you should have it.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Sheryl
you.
Lee Ralph. I mean, honorable, of course. It's been a pleasure speaking to you.
Thank you very much.
And I hope you all enjoyed it and also got some nuggets of wisdom from it as well. Hopefully another time when she's in town, maybe we'll go and eat fufu together.
Yes.
Or maybe I'll make her some fufu, invite her over.
Okay.
Deal?
Yeah, man.
Okay.
I'm down for that.
Mommy, you're watching, right? You make the fufu. Okay. On that note, this has been the Day Show. Thank you so much one more time.
Thank